Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about Python. Very basic. We're going to start from basic and we're going to comfortable first ourselves how Python compiler is available online as well as you have ready-made uh, availability in your terminals. So we will see how many way we can access the Python, and then we will establish the our programming. So we have very good way to study Python, like I'm going to discuss in upcoming classes. So let's understand, within 5 seconds you have Python in your hand. So before going that, okay, so you can see what are the Python uh, version in the market running on. So Python, as soon as you are going to work on Python, by default it's a version 2. Whenever you will say Python, means by default this is version 2, and you have to explicit tell about Python 3, then you are in Python. Okay, so which one we going to study? This is the legacy one. Okay, and every DevOps and entire modern technology supporting this Python 3. So we're going to study, concentrate only on Python 3. But somewhere, if you want, we can compare our code in Python version 2. So as I told, this is a default one. So as soon as you going to install this will be there. Okay, clear guys?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so we have default version, we have explicitly advanced version, means all the versions, the latest what we are working, like the 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, and so on. Right now latest is 3.11, and we will see the documentation, how to access the documentation. Okay, so these are the version latest. This is under the development right now. So till stable we have 3.10, and the security patches is fixed in 3.8. These are the stable 3.8, 3.9, any of this, or you can work on the lower version. What is requirement for us? You can go for any one of this version. We have enough libraries, enough thing to cover in that. Okay, so you are not worried about the version wise, but we have under the version 3, not in a version. Okay, so let's see, within 5 seconds we can check Python in our hand. Just you type Python, just you type Python, and you are under the Python compiler. So how many seconds it took? It's barely took the 1 second. Within 1 second we have Python in our hand. Second, how do I get Python compiler online? Also, these are the very broad availability do we have on the cloud also. That's the compiler is available on cloud. I'm going to come within the after this session, we are going to come on that. Okay, so as I told you, if you are not defining anything, so it's going to default which version? Version 2. Can you see? Python
Yeah.
2.2.7.18. Okay, so first command, just how to come out this Python compiler key. This is a triple, you can see this greater than symbol, this triple greater than symbol showing the compiler. Let's write the first word. Say hello to Python. I'm going to write hello. To print hello. This is the, what is this? Print is a function, okay, module which going to print whatsoever you going to write here. Just enter, this is hello is printed. So this is compiler. how to come out the compiler. So for log out to from this compiler, we have quit function. Quit, open the function, close the function. So something you going to open, you have to close. As simple as. If something you going to open, you have to close. It may be empty. I'm going to quit, but with the empty, nothing going to be there. Just quick enter, you are out of the Python compile. Questions?
Yes, Ashwin. So suppose if we have type print hello, so is it saved somewhere in any directory or any compiler or somewhere?
No, it's not safe. I will come on that how to save and everything, how to integrate. This is the first baby step. Touch the Python. You are just touch feel the Python. Okay.
Oh,
As I told you, this is the default one. But for the Python 3, you have to explicitly define. So instead of Python, you have to say Python 3 and then enter. Now you are in Python 3.8.10. That's the default running. I told you we have 3.5, 3.6 till 3.11. How do you check the documentation? I'm going to tell you in upcoming session, don't worry. So here again, let's print the hello again. Print the hello again. So I'm going to say hello. Hello Asutosh. This is, you can print anything and you can see the hello, and you quit the compiler. Now this is, so you can see the almost this the style and everything from legacy to advanced, but in advanced go for a higher coding, you will see the major differences. Okay, and we have all the modern approach here in Python. Here so you understand, we have running compiler by default in Linux op. So let's do in VM. If you have already on VM, just you open your terminal and then type Python. So you can do the Python in VM and you. So here in VM we have 3.6, where in the my running host is running on the latest one. Okay, 3.8. So in VM, don't worry, 3.6 not going to support. This not is the advanced one. It's almost everything. Means everything going to support as per the networking. What we going to test and set up. Clear, guys? Clear. So we
yeah.
have VM in that we are running. Now this is one. This is called, if you are giving the input here. Let's understand what you are giving the input. Your output is there, means input and output parallel going on. This is good for one liner, but when we have multiple number of code, when you are writing the big code, you need one platform, you need explicit, what is called, that is the editor. You need editor. So you know we have already Sublime text editor, right? You remember, have Sublime text
Yes.
editor is already installed. So this is a one Sublime text. Let me open this. This is the editor. It's nothing, it's a text file where we kept .yaml. In Ansible, if you remember, we wrote our code, the extension was YAML, right?
Yes.
For Python, what you have to do, let me open just the same way and save this file as like, I'm going to do test. Today is the 18th July, and the extension will be py. Instead of what, YAML, we have extension of py, and you can start your coding. Okay, so I'm going to write here print. You can see they going to check the your code. Okay, this is the Python and they have different colors. Can you see that? Print hello. So as soon as you are going to give dot py, this they understand this is the related to which, related to
Python.
what? Python.
Python. Yeah.
And they will integrate with the. Okay, so Astos, can I test this? Yes. So how we have to test? Okay, just you have to say Python 3, and then you can test this. Test Python. This. Let's see what going to happen. Anything? Anything here printed?
No,
No.
nothing.
We will see how we going to do the printing stuff. What's supposed to be once we execute, where is supposed to be go the input we are taken as Ansible. We are doing the Ansible playbook followed by this. Okay, so once we have to follow this method, but where is my output? So we need one interactive output input sheet here. But as to where do I use, if we have router switches integrated, we can push our code. Whenever I'm going to write here, we're going to push the code over, right? And the output going to be print where there need the printing environment. Okay, so this is one type. Another, we have something I have already installed, that is called idle. Idle is nothing. This is the Python integrated developer environment. Okay, so this we have compiler as well as text editor inbuilt. In that we can see the output input the same way. Let me show you. So I'm not going to show you here, but I just, can you see this option in VM? I already installed this, and you can open this. This way the
Yes.
Python going to be. I'm not going to show you because the very less memory. I'm going to show you in my main system. So I have my host system with the idle. This idle. So you can see here there's this editor. You can see by looking on this, you can see this is the compiler, right? Python compiler.
Yes.
And here Python 3.8 default it's a give. So this is called cell, where you're going to compile or where you're going to implement your code. And we have toolbar at the top of that. You see?
Yeah.
Yes. So let me explore this few very useful, very important tools here. Like file, you can see new file, you can open old file, you can save age, save coffee. Just you asked me, right? And you can close the this compiler. Okay, just you asked me where we going to save
Yes.
this idle going to make you save your work. And again, no need to write any code, you just keep your code. Once it will save somewhere. How I'm going to show you, just today you try to comfortable with the different tools. And this is very important to where you can explore your coding, you can parallel, you can compare your input output everything. Then we will going to integrate with the router switches, the control manner. We will test here our code. This testing is very important, offline testing, then you implement on real. So this is my compiler. Let's explore the options. A file, you understand there is a very important the options. If you see the configure idle, you can see my options are little bigger, greater. You can do also that, you can select a different type of this. Okay, and you can set your size. Don't do this. This is the different, this is the indentation width. Means by default once you use the tab, they will follow the forward space. And this is according to compiler, Python compiler requirement. So if you remember in Ansible, one tab how many space? Two space. You remember we have to use coding two
Yes.
space.
While writing EML playbook. Yeah.
Yes, right. Like that in Python, we have the whatever the code you will write, you need four space. So by default, this editor is enabled. Don't change this space because this default is made for the Python, dedicated for Python. Now you can change the color symbol. So I don't want. You can check these colors whenever you are writing. No need to change. Keep it default just for showing purpose. I'm not going to change anything. Okay. So this is compiler. You can go for other option that's very useful and very helpful. That's a help one. You can see the idle about what version, what is running on. You can see later on. This is very important. There's something called Python doc. Can you see Python doc?
Yes.
This is very important. It's going to integrate with your documentation. Once you will press F1, this is the shortcut key, or you can click this button. Let me click. Just I clicked, they open the 3.813 documentation, and we can see that the stable is 3.9, another 3.10 version. Are you able to see the left mods? These are
Yes.
and 3.11 in the development. It's not stable. So we are working on 3.8. That's a certificates, and we have that's a UL now. We have to remove this. We have to come with the 3 points. Okay, so in the your what you can say in your VM, what I have shared you, that's end of life is going to be happened. So I'm going to upgrade that. Don't worry, and we'll upgrade to 0.9 or 3. Okay, so you can refer the documentation here. We will going to quite whenever we're going to start a study, we're going to spend the quality time on the document. Okay, so you understand in a one click, you just click F1, your document is going to be. You can refer to the all documentation, the complete the table of content, then global module in index and other thing will come on that. What are the library references? Huge number of setup and huge. You can see this. You open in new, they will give you the what type of environment you have to set up hell out of stuff. How do you integrate with the IDE? So we will spend quality time over here. Don't worry, in upcoming classes, just I'm making you comfortable. So questions? Yeah, tell here.
It's good.
It's
It's okay.
good. Okay, now so let's, as I told you, I need input and output everything on the back to back so that I can see and we can test my code. Just you go to file and open the new file. You can do the control and I'm going to use control and you can see the control and, or you either you can click this one. So I'm going to do control and see what going to be happening. It's a open one another this without compiler. Can you see this? This is automatic open. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they don't have compiler. Means you have compiler over here and you have plain text. Now, it's the same way I'm going to save this text editor as we have done in Sublime-text. And so you can see always you save. If you want to work in Python, you have to save as an extension is a .py. Okay, so I'm going to make one file name. Let's make test py test py, and this is the text I given this so that trying to that's py save it. So it's going to save in my home directory Kasi. So save this. So this is my path here. This is home directory. Save this file now. So before going this, why do we need? Because I'm going to do here scripting. Okay, and that I'm able to see my output here. Let's do something first. Code to the Python. Suppose I'm going to write 1 plus 1. Just type 1 plus 1. The answer is 2. Okay, I'm going to do anything 25 plus 45, 25, anything. So it's given you the compiler. So if I'm, so this is the where we can do input. I can see the output as earlier I saw, but I want this repeated. How do you script? You have to script on the task. You can schedule your script your task. Okay, so how do you schedule? Just print like I'm going to write here 25 125 plus, sorry, let me do 1 2 3 plus 3 2 1 is going to give me the 4 4 4. So if I'm going to print here, what going to be happen? I'm going to enter anything happened here? No, because you are printing you are writing your script. You have to just you have to the first very first script Python. First is Python. Python. I just given the comments. So this script, what you have to do? Can you see here? There is a run. Can you see? If I'm
Yeah.
clicking over here, you can see the option we have run the module. This is the one module. This is script. Once you run it, the shortcut is F5. It's very important. Before that, you have to save this. So you have to do Control S. Okay, or you can go to option here and save that. Saves as Control S. After that, you can do F5 or you run this. Run the module. Once you run the module, it will restarted this compiler. They are telling I restarted, I integrated them this and run this and output the question.
All good.
All good. So I'm going to stop here. So we're going to explore this more the upcoming classes. This is the first step what we have done, how we're going to see. Apart from that, what are the compiler do we will spend the quality time for the compiler. Suppose as those I don't have ideal install, but I want to test quickly. What are the option do we have? Do we have within 5 seconds, as you said? Do I have compiler ready within the 5 seconds? Yes, just go and check. That is called online Python compile. Wherever you are, just click and you have few of them link over here. So let's open one by one few of the first 2 3 compilers. Just I want to show you how big, how good availability of these compilers in the online also. See, we have cell here and we have main page here. So I can write anything here. You can do, let me do this 1 plus 1, sorry, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, and I'm going to run this. So anything happened here? This is the text editor. You have to print your output. So we have to, I want print. If you are not going to tell print, because this is not compiler like that, this is text, this is the compiler. You, if you do here 1 plus 1, then it will give you 2, but you are not working on compiler, you are working on text. You have to say the command, what you have to do, print, then it's going to be print. Are you understand the difference between the compiler and text editor?
Yes.
Okay, so means your text editor, you need some kind of cell, otherwise. So this Linux, we have cell inbuilt in the terminal. We don't have text editor. We have to integrate our text editor to my cell. So here in the online, we have this platform ready made. Okay, you can see this is how many seconds it will take. It's less than the 5 seconds to touch your online. Let's see another thing. Just I want to explore to um how, see, this is a little bit different. Yesterday night I just test, so you can see the here hello world instead of hello Asutosh, and let's see it's going to run. This is the again text editor. Okay, again text editor, we have to run this, and you can see hello Asutosh at the bottom. Can you see my cursor, the
Yes.
black green?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the ready-made. Let me explore one more online editor. So this is telling you this editor is a little harder. We have like IDE, integrated developer environment, where we can write this code and you can explore. Just I will explain you this code, don't worry. What is the, this is the function, define the functions, some functions, these are very easy, don't worry. Just I kept ready yesterday night for just showing you how how quick availability of the Python compiler online as well as offline and in your PC inbuilt. So no need to worry about, you can test anything anytime. But we, if you want to go for big number of series of code you want to test, then we need set up also. So for basic purpose, for basic class, you can practice anywhere anytime. So just this is the code. There is a number 1 and 2 we want to add. You need first enter first number, then second enter, then it's going to print your number. It's a very easy one. Just you click F8 or you just run it. So once you run, you can see here they are asking the what is the, enter your first number. I'm writing 111 first number, then enter. This is asking you what is the second number. So 222. So my result will be 3. So you can see the sum of 111 and 222. Okay, so I think I supposed to stop recording here. I'm going to see you in next class. We're going to continue from. Okay, bye bye.